Okay, I guess we're back for real with the settings, hopefully correct this time. Streamlabs has been kind of an asshole lately. Just kind of randomly changing which displays it wants to use and all that good stuff. All right, so it's been 2 weeks since we worked on Gothic Horror. Last time we were working on it, we were working on special classes or subclasses that might fit the setting that we created. So we're going to continue where we left off. So we were going through Bard, Cleric, and we left off with Druid. We talked about a Tech Druid, Circle of Steam, Circle of Iron, that sort of situation. So let's head on over to D&D Beyond and check out, let's see, sources, game rules, there we go, classes, all classes, alright. So we left off on Druid. I do like the idea of a tech Druid, a Druid that is embracing technology and using it for sort of their wild shapes and possibly terraforming the world into a more industrial place, sort of like a traitor to their own cause, would be kind of cool. So with fighter, obviously guns are going to be a thing because we've got like a steampunk type area that's got like an industrial age revolution type thing going on. Mercer has a gunslinger. Gunslinger is technically a thing that exists in the world. I'm not a huge fan of the gunslinger. Let's see. Yeah, it's unofficial material, but everybody likes to use it. I've had a number of people play a gunslinger in games that I was a player in and games that I also ran. I don't think I myself have ever played one. I just made a Dex Fighter Battlemaster because they're kind of better. We could certainly allow a gunslinger if we were going to do it. There's also, of course, there's a superior version of the gunslinger, which is just artificer, using a gun, basically. But gunslinger is definitely a good fit for this setting, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we have to do it ourselves. I don't know. Or we just allow gunslinger if anybody wants to play one, they play one. All right, so let me go over to monk, and there's a lot of really great monks already, and a lot of monks that fit the bill pretty well. There's a lot of bad monks. Oh, yeah, everything from that League of Legends Runeterra was just hot garbage. It was really bad, man. Oh, thanks. I like hearing a happy bell sound after I say something's hot garbage. Um, yeah, no. It was really, really bad, the League of Legends stuff. It was a total cash grab. Nothing was balanced. I think D&D Beyond, like, immediately, like, issued a statement that was like, yeah, this stuff is bad. We're sorry. Please don't blame us for this. It's really bad. So, I don't know. My complaint about Gunslinger, as far as it's designed for 5e, is Mercer's earlier design for stuff. Oh yeah, they dipped out of that League of Legends League real quick. Mercer's earlier designs for his subclasses and his classes was very like risk reward, which isn't really the flavor of 5e. So Gunslinger is like really, really strong, except when it's not. And when it's not, it's a real pain in the ass. And there's a lot of stuff like that where it used to be like really, really good, and then it wasn't. Yeah. So that was kind of sad. I also like the pugilist or whatever. That's like a fan made class. I don't even think I think it's an entire class by itself. It's not really a monk. It's like its own thing. So that might be something to look at. On the topic of monks, so they've got the Cobalt Soul monks from the latest Tal'Dorei or Wildmount. I think it's from Wildmount. And they focus on like information gathering and stuff like that. I think that those are pretty cool. Pretty cool. And kind of thematic for this setting. But there's just so many monks already, and I feel like they cover so much stuff. Also, why would Way of the Cobalt Soul not be official material? Didn't it come out in the Wildmount book? It's kind of weird. Okay. And let's see. But yeah, they have the ability to sort of go and gather knowledge and information, which we've established. There is like a group, you know, the vampires, for example. Way of the Four Elements, unfortunately, is super bad. So we use, in the games that I run, we use the Giffyglyphs, basically alternative version of this, which is a very, very fun and cool class. Yeah, overall, I don't know. I don't want to feel obligated to come up with a subclass for every single class for this setting. And for Monk, I feel like there's enough flavors of Monk after 6 or 7 years that, I mean, all of them should be covered. I mean, I'm sorry that not all of them are good, but all of them should be covered. And that's where we're at on that. Paladin, there are quite a few Paladins. I wanted to have some kind of, like, Belmont type thing. And I can't decide if a Belmont subclass would be better as a Ranger or as a Paladin. I want to say, at first blush, it would be a Ranger, right? Because it's hunting down specific things. It uses, like, light or medium armor. A dex-based fighter, because you got the whip, and you throwing shit, you know, throwing crosses and potions and stuff. Honestly, I feel like Belmont is kind of in the same category as like Link, where everybody thinks they're a ranger, but they're really just like a rogue thief. Do you know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like the Belmont subclass is more of a ranger than it is a paladin. So what I was thinking for paladin for this setting is they got everything kind of covered here. But let's go through some of these subs, and we'll kind of talk about how they might fit in the setting. Because Gothic Horror, Paladin's going to be a big deal. It's a big deal if somebody plays the Paladin in Curse of Strahd. It was a big deal if you played a Paladin in Ravenloft back in the day, when Ravenloft was a whole setting all by itself. I know Van Richten's Guide's trying to make that a thing again, but honestly, it's a great book of ideas, but it's not really a great campaign setting book. Which is fine, because we're making our own anyways. Alright, so Oath of Conquest is pretty dope. Obviously, people in this setting are trying to conquer each other, so Oath of Conquest has a place in this campaign for sure. Oath of Devotion, there's not a lot of good religions. You don't necessarily have to be good to be Oath of Devotion. You could be devoted to a cause, devoted to an individual, devoted to a belief. So I feel like that's going to work fine. Oath of Glory. I mean, it's really bad. It's just really bad. It's a really bad paladin. But Oath of Glory, probably the least, possible for this. How goes the building, Brimcon? Pretty good. We took last week off, so we're picking up where we left off, which is exploring classes, 5e classes and subclasses, and discussing how they would fit in the world and whether or not there's a need for a subclass to flesh out the world a little bit more. Yeah, I don't really feel like Oath of Glory fits for the setting. It would be kind of a hard sell. I don't really know anyone that wants to play an Oath of Glory paladin, so it's whatever. Let's see. How can you help, if at all? I mean, if you've got cool ideas for subclasses as we go, just throw them into the chat, I guess. Let's see. Oath of Redemption. Basically, paladin was bad, trying to be good. Certainly works in a Gothic Horror setting. Oath of the Ancients, surrounded by spooky ghosts to protect you, also fits. Oath of the Crown, it's a little bit tougher. It's one of my favorite Paladin classes, or subclasses, but, you know, as far as fitting for this, not sure. Oath of the Open Sea, I mean, there's really no seas, there's just like a big-ass lake. Yeah, Dragon Lords from Odyssey the Dragon Lord would be a terrible fit. Oath of the Watchers. Alright, so Oath of the Watchers, Coxbane brought this up. They protect the world against extraplanar creatures, so this would be a great fit for this setting, especially if we're running an adventure based on like Eldritch Horror type stuff. I'm pretty sure all of the realms don't, want to protect themselves against Eldritch Horror, so that'd be cool. In a way, the artificial intelligence that runs the kind of steampunk realm is an Eldritch Horror, kind of, because it is a intelligence beyond the knowing and, reality of a normal person, that kind of thing. Let's see. Oath of Vengeance is your edgelord paladin. Oathbreaker is your extreme edgelord paladin. And that is that. I don't really know if there's a need for any additional paladins, even. So, something that I really liked, I think it was an earlier, I can't remember which earlier edition it was, but there was an Inquisitioner, which was basically a paladin who would be sent to hunt down people and kill them. I think it was actually in Iron Heroes, which was a campaign setting by Mike Merles that took place during 3.5 D&D. The Inquisitioner was basically a paladin who all of their Inquisitor, there we go. All their abilities were basically around hunting down people. So, like a bounty hunter. Which I feel Vengeance kind of covers that already. And I feel like Conquest kind of covers that already. So I feel like we would just be inventing like a third flavor of chocolate ice cream at that point. Yeah. So, that's the only thing I could think of for Paladin that would be kind of cool. Also, I do like the idea of a reskinned Cobalt Soul. Would be good. Basically, info, hacking, ninjas. So, yeah. Let's go on to Ranger. Here we go. So for the Ranger, I definitely want to do a Belmont-style class. Like, I want there to be something that has to do straight up with hunting Gothic Horror creatures. And I want there to be some, like, bleed over with Rogue Thief as far as, like, items and fast hands, kind of swapping items and equipment. And then also maneuverability. So that would be something to keep in mind as well. It would be less focused on magic. And, well, the magic would be like more paladin-y. So, let's see. Spell list focused on hunting Gothic horrors. Certainly, I think be some bleed over between a Belmont style subclass for Ranger and then Blood Hunter. Right? Yeah. I'm just looking at chat. The problem with Blood Hunter is I've run games for Blood Hunters. I played in some games with Blood Hunters. My kid played a Blood Hunter. Everybody who plays Blood Hunter, we have to add stuff to Blood Hunter to make it good, So I don't know. Like the flavor is certainly there, the theme is there, but it has more of that early Mercer 5e design where it's like it's really good and then it's also really bad. Like there's not like a lot of balance there. It's like really good things happen, and then you can also kill yourself with it. So yeah, and like risk versus reward design is not inherently bad, but it's bad when no one else is suffering from that. Yeah. So let's go ahead and check out Order of this Grim Hunts. Is that what you're saying? Or is that you're referencing a Blood Hunter thing there with the orders? Yeah. So let's look at the different flavors that we already have. Beastmaster continues to struggle. Drake Warden, I've heard, is pretty cool, but maybe not thematic for this setting. Fey Wanderer is good. Let's see. We've got Gloomstalker, which is great and also very thematic for the setting. Even though there's no Underdark, it's very dark and shadowy, so Gloomstalker could be pretty cool. Horizonwalker, not so much. You're trapped in a demiplane, so what are you gonna do about that? Like, tracking down portals that don't actually go anywhere kind of sucks. The Hunter, I don't actually see enough people play Hunter. I think Hunter's pretty damn good, honestly. Especially with the changes that we've made on in my games. I think they're pretty good. Monster Slayer. Swarmkeeper is a lot of fun and thematically really cool, and can be reskinned however you need it to be. So I feel like that's gonna be fine. And that's it. So yeah, I definitely feel like a Belmont subclass that is equal parts Ranger, Paladin, and Rogue Thief is going to be great. So, Ranger, Paladin, Thief kind of combination. I think that's going to be pretty damn cool. So, that's the only subclass that I'm super excited about designing is going to be that one. All right, at least that we've listed so far. Then let's see, Rogue. Rogue, pretty much, in my opinion, is solid. All of the Rogue subclasses are solid. Rogue plays solid. I mean, there's obviously people are happy with Rogue because the only thing they got from Tasha's was the aim action. So, I play a rogue, I've DM'd for rogues. Everybody who is a rogue seems pretty damn happy with their life. Period. I can't imagine that there are too many roles that we need a rogue to fill in our setting. Yeah. I mean, again, rogue is just solid. So I don't think there's any need to come up with something new because this is all covered. That's kind of why I'm like lukewarm on this new Cobalt Press Tome of Heroes that they're making. Like, I feel like the game always needs more monsters. I just don't think that I just don't think 5e needs even more subclasses and feats and everything else. That was one of the things that I kind of liked about 5e is that it didn't have so much crap compared to like 3.5 and Pathfinder. And I mean, if we don't need to make a subclass, it feels silly to make a subclass just to make one. So that's kind of my hot take on it. All right. Then we got Sorcerers. I feel like Sorcerer, flavor-wise, let's see. All right, so we'll go Rogue. And then we go Sorcerer. Okay. So what's going on with Sorcerer? We're just going to put for Rogue. Nothing needed here. And then for Sorcerer, let's see. All right, so Aberrant Mind, that kind of covers the whole Great Old One angle. Clockwork Soul, if you are into splicing and you have steampunk technology, bam, there you go. Divine Soul, if you're rocking that celestial energy from like the Justinians and all that jazz, so that's a thing. Draconic Bloodline, I could see it being less frequent in this setting. Like, why would you need that anymore. Shadow magic obviously is going to be heavy duty. Storm sorcery, I mean, there's weather. It's whatevs. Wild magic, sure, why not? I'd say wild magic probably the least interesting sorcerer. I feel like among all of this, there's certainly room for a new sorcerer. I just don't feel like every possible thing is covered on sorcery. Um, something that I'd like to see more of for sorcery is there's really no like Fey bloodline, right? Am I wrong? Is there a Fey bloodline? Fey Blooded Sorcerer? I know that I think I tried to make one for Giffy's class compendium, but I don't think there's officially a Fey Blooded Sorcerer, so that'd be kind of cool. Um, I know there's a lot of other Fey related subclasses, but it just feels like Fey Blooded just never really got a thing. And Fey are pretty prevalent in our campaign, so I feel like a Fey Blooded Sorcerer would be a cool thing to explore. So that's a subclass that we could definitely look into developing. Alright. Let's see. Then we've got the Warlocks. I'm gonna go out there and say that I like Warlocks. I think Warlocks are good. I like them in 4th edition. I think they did a good job with them in 5th edition. Yeah, they're like a multi-class person's like, wildest dreams come true because they synergize well with like 3 or 4 other classes. On their own, they can still be a very strong and very interesting class, but they're certainly at higher levels not as exciting as a true spellcaster. I'll put that out there. I have played a single class warlock to I think 9th level or something like that. I've run games for single class warlocks, and of course I've played as and run games for multi-class warlocks. Every party, it seems to have a warlock in it in 5e. Warlock is, it's sexy. It's kind of like edgelordy, and you get to have a magical sugar daddy, a sugar mama, which I mean, I guess that's everyone's fantasy. So, yeah, you get lots of neat tricks and innate spell abilities and all that cool stuff in exchange for having a decent number of spell slots. Yeah. Oh, and I see you there with the sorcerers needing spell points. Spell points is definitely a better way to handle sorcerers. I'm just kind of lazy for that. I'm a little lazy for that. So, all right. So warlocks have so many patrons now. I don't know if there's any that wouldn't already match what we need for the setting. So you got the Archfey, cool. Hag, powerful Fey. Celestials, yeah, okay, got that covered. Fathomless, sure, stuff at the bottom of the lakes, that kind of thing. That's covered. Fiends, absolutely. Genie, kind of out of nowhere. I don't know if that really fits for this setting per se, but they're there. And also, Genies are really flipping good and very, very, very flavorful. Let's see. I do let warlocks sacrifice hit dice for spell slots now, Cadenex. Like they do it, well, at least the one in my Sunday game does it fucking all the time. I don't know if Anastasia does it. I don't think that their player knows that that's an option because I don't think they read the world patch. So we got the Great Old One. So the Goo Warlocks, that kind of covers some stuff. Hexblade, of course. The Greatest. Undead. And Undying, which I felt it was kind of weird to have Undead and Undying. I felt like maybe, did you not get it right the first time? I don't know. So there's certainly room here for more. But at the same time, I feel like any of these could just be reskinned to be the warlock that we need. I don't want to put too much focus on developing subclasses for 5e for a setting that, you know, potentially could be run, we could use to run in any system if we wanted to, and, you know, system agnostic or whatever. But yeah, there's only so much time. So if all the time that we spend coming up with subclasses is time that we could spend coming up with actual, like, adventures and things to do in the world, and places to go in the world, and actually prepping adventures and things like that. So I'm going to say that if you can't find a Warlock patron that you like from all of this, I don't know what to tell you, because I feel like Warlocks are pretty well and truly covered. Same thing with Wizards. I mean, you got everything you need as far as, like, subclasses go. Yeah. So I don't know what to tell you. You got the 9 schools of magic, plus you got blade singing, plus you got war wizard, plus you got chronergy or whatever, and then you've got graviturgy on top of that. I mean, yeah. And what are we adding? Yeah, order of scribes. There's so many wizards. I don't want to make up another wizard period. So that's over with. Artificer, I would like to get Artificer back in action here. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the longer I go without allowing Artificer, the more I realize there was never really a problem with Artificer. I mean, they're really strong, but a lot of things are really strong. Moon Druids are really strong. So, yeah, I don't know. And they would fit thematically with this setting quite a bit. So having Artificer back on the table would definitely be something to consider. Yeah. Mostly... Yeah, I don't know. So going through all those different classes, what my takeaway is the only ones that I'm really interested in developing further would be a Path of the Bloodletter, or Path of Bloodlust, or basically something that is all about killing to get strong. So that's one that I want to explore. Bards, I feel like everything's covered with Bards. Cleric, the only domain that I felt could be in there that isn't in there is a Blood domain. So that's the thing. Tech Druid would be dope. And let's see, the Belmont class and Fey Blooded Sorcerers. So let's go up here to the top and we'll explore this. So we got to figure out a better name for the Belmont Ranger than the Belmont Ranger. Okay. Let's see. There we go. And Inquisitor Paladin would be good. Lex is blowing up my messages here. A Tavist with this 6 archetypes and Dark Arts Player Companion. Okay, I will check out those links later. Okay. So I'm just doing, from our whole thing of all these guys, which ones did we think would warrant some interesting things to expand on? So I'm just gonna put the ones that really stood out that we should do. Fiend Hunter Ranger. Yeah. Oh, is that what you're suggesting as a name for Belmont? Would be Fiend Hunter Ranger? Okay. Fiend Hunter Ranger. Okay. And then we've got the Tech Druid. Looking at, like, Circle of Steam. And Fey Blooded Sorcerer. Okay. And I think that's about it. for custom subs. Alright. So those are the 4 that we're looking at expanding outwards with. Okay. Let's go back to Sorcerers then. And see what we can do about that. Alright. Obviously there's going to be some overlap between a Fey Blooded Sorcerer and a Archfey Warlock. So we'll get that one open as well. And let me see if I made a Fey Blooded subclass already that I can't remember. Nope. I've got PV Patron, the Fey for Warlocks, but I never made a Sorcerer for Warlocks. Sorry, a Sorcerer for Fey. So let's look at that. Alright, when we think about Fey Blooded Sorcerer, what comes to mind? I'm going to say teleportation is definitely a Fey thing. Lots of Misty Step and all that goodness. Magic resistance is a thing. Fey creature type is a thing. Dark vision. Resistance to enchantment, charm, and sleep is a thing. Okay. And let's see, illusion and charm magics is a thing. Alright, so that's a lot of stuff to explore. Alright, let's go down and take a look-sees. I am remiss. I've never played, to the best of my knowledge, a real sorcerer ever in D&D, I want to say. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Alright, Aberrant Minds. What are you bringing to the table? You have special spell list. Okay, so you would have a special spell list if you were a Fey Blooded Sorcerer. There we go. And let's see. Go here. Do that. And let's see. View, full screen. Okay. Well, you wouldn't... They're getting Mind Sliver as what, a free cantrip? Is that a thing? Do sorcerers normally get a free cantrip? That's kind of wild. Alright. I mean, obviously the most Fey cantrip is Vicious Mockery. There we go. Arms of Hadar, Dissonant Whispers. They don't usually get a free one. Okay, interesting. Let's go down to Fey Warlock and see what they're getting. Oh my god. Additional Warlock features, Otherworldly Patrons, Archfey. So, Fairy Fire and Sleep are the first level options. Yeah, I mean, those kind of check out. I mean, can you get more Fey than Fairy Fire? Probably not. But we kind of want to keep this a little bit different than the Warlock, I guess. So, fine. Let's go to spells. Sources, no. Game rules, spells. All spells. And let's see. We'll go to advanced filters, and for spells, we'll look at School of Magic, enchantment, and for now, we only want to look at... Yeah, that's fine. We'll look at these. I kind of only want the first level spells, though. Let's see, spell level. There we go. Cool. Alright. I'm going to just say, like, Enchantment Charm, right? I mean, or Charm Person? That seems like a pretty good first level spell. So we'll do Charm person. Tasha's Hideous Laughter is another good one. Hideous Laughter. Hex would be very strong, come to think of it, if we gave them Hex. Sleep is cool and all, but if we're trying to stick to the theme of enchantment and, let's see, and illusion, let's go to illusion. I guess we could do 2 at once. There we go. Alright. Yeah, let's see. I kind of like the idea of giving them Hex. That'd be kind of dope. Tempting. The temptation is real. Because the other thing that I would do is I would give them like Silent Image or Disguise Self. That'd be pretty good. But man, Hex. Oof. Because these are spells that are already on there anyways, you know? So like Hex would be kind of dope. Probably don't need to give them a cantrip though. Alright. So we get rid of that. Calm Emotions. Are you a 3rd level spell? No. 2nd level spell. Okay. And Detect Thoughts is also a 2nd level spell, but you don't get it till 3rd level. Oh, right, because that's when 2nd level spells unlock. Derp. Okay. So let's look at 2nd level spells then. Okay, so we'll take that away. Go to 2nd level spells. Yeah, I mean, then you don't have to multiclass into Hexblade anymore, you know, with your Sorcerer. That's another class that just gets multiclassed, is poor Sorcerer. Alright, Arcanist Magical Aura. That sounds kind of dope. You place an illusion over an object, so it reveals false information. Calm Emotion, Blur. Oh, for sure they gotta have Misty Step, right? Misty Step is a 2nd level spell. Alright. So we're going to give him Misty Step. Okay. And then Mirror Image, Invisibility, Suggestion. Suggestion, pretty strong spell. Shadow Blade. Shadow Blade would be kind of dope too. That's kind of like stepping on Shadow's toes though. Let's see. What are you giving out? Calm Emotions of Phantasmal Force. Nobody wants that shit. Let's see. Enthrall is kind of hot garbage. It could certainly balance out Misty Step being so good. Blur. You know what? Yeah, let's go with Enthrall. Alright. Okay. So then, Hunger of Hadar, that's a 3rd level spell. Yeah, okay. So at 5th level, we're unlocking 3rd level spells. So let's go up top and change out 2nd for 3rd. Filter that shit. Okay. And what are our options here? And what is Archfey already giving out? Archfey is giving you Blink and Plant Growth, question mark. Okay. Let's go ahead then and get rid of Hunger of Hadar. And, I'm thinking Major Image would be good. And, Fear? Those are both illusion spells, though. Alright, let me see. What school is teleporting? Conjuration? Alright, let's see what we got there. I mean, Cat Up is a dope spell. It is a dope spell. Conjure Animals. I mean, I hate the spell, but I'm just putting it out there. Hey, here we go. Summon Fey. Derp. That was easy. Alright. So then at 7th level, they get access to 5th level spells. No, 4th level spells. Okay, so now it's time for 4th level spells. So we're going to go up here and Show advanced. We're going to leave Conjuration in the mix here. Because we did say that teleportation was one of the things that Fey are known for. So, let's see what we got here. Ooh, got a lot of nice... 2 pages of options now. 2 pages of options. Greater invisibility. I'm into it. Dominate Beast. Ooh. That's pretty good. Dominate Beast would be pretty good. Charm Monster, also good, though. Let's see. Guardian of Faith, no. What else we got? What do you got on page 2 for me? Summons, Secrets, and Watery Sphere. So, nothing. Cool, let's go back to the first page. Hey, what's up, Gandian? Let's see. I'm gonna say... For a Fey Blooded person that can already summon Fey as their 5th level thing, I would definitely say that Dimension Door would be a good one. So let's do that. Because we're talking about they can teleport, which is a big deal. So, let's see, Dimension Door. And then I also like the idea of Charm Monster. So we'll do Charm Monster as the other one. Yeah. Charm more than Dominate, honestly. Alright. And I guess we'll just peek at the Warlock and see what they got. Oh, Warlocks are dominating. Ah, okay. Alright. That would make sense, because Warlock a little bit more edgy than a Sorcerer. Okay, so that means they get 5th level spells at 9th level, so let's go and check out our 5th level options. Okay, 5th level. Filter them spells. What do you got for me? Cloud Kill, Creation, Dominate Person, Dream. Dream never gets chosen by anyone. Never gets used. This spell shapes a creature's dreams. Choose a creature known to you as the target of the spell. Go on an Inception-style journey that will make the DM very excited that you took this spell and use it all the time. Let's see. If the target is asleep, the messenger appears to converse with the target. It's like he's asleep. Okay. You can make the messenger appear monstrous, deliver a message in more than 10 words, and it can take psychic damage. So you could kill a normal person with this pretty easily. Let's see if you have a body part that was a saving through disadvantage. Okay. Dream is definitely kind of dope. For that. What is Far Step? Is this just like Misty Step on steroids? The fuck? That's cool. Sure. We will put that down as a maybe. Who would burn a 5th level spell slot, though, to teleport 60 feet? Yeah. Let's see. Modify Memory. Definitely has sort of a Fey vibe to it. Tree Stride. Let's see. Normally only available to Druids, Rangers, and Nature Domain, Circle of the Land Forest, and Oath of the Ancient People. So that'd be kind of cool. I feel like Tree Stride, though, it's like too narrow. Like, Fey are more than just like trees, so I feel like that's not kind of making that happen. Let's see. Seeming is kind of dope, because you can make your whole party look like other stuff, which kind of goes off the whole disguise self thing from earlier, so that could be kind of cool. Mislead is really dope. You leave behind an illusion of yourself and then turn invisible, so kind of into that. And then you gotta hold monster, Geas, or Gaius, or I don't know. robot. How do you pronounce this?
Hayes.
Hayes? Really? Okay. Wow. All right. So Hayes? Is that really right? Okay. Now I really want to look it up. No, I'll do it later. Dream, Creation, Cloud Kill. Yeah, you know what? Let's go with Farstep and Mislead. I think those are both pretty neat for a Fey Blooded Sorcerer to have. So we will stick with that. Alright. And we'll go ahead and... Can't see what that says, so there we go. Alright. Good shit, good shit. So this will be... Fey Blooded Magics. Alright. Let's get back to building our custom Fey Blooded Sorcerer. So at level 1, the Aberrant Mind gets some telepathy. That's pretty cool, I guess. 30 foot, blah blah blah. To understand each other, you must speak mentally in a language the other knows. Oh, it's super limited. Wow. Okay. Clockwork gets, let's see. Restore balance. Your connection to the plane of absolute order allows you to equalize chaotic moments. When a creature you see within 60 feet is about to roll a d20 with advantage or disadvantage, you can use reaction to prevent the roll from being affected by advantage and disadvantage, which is super cool. And this is a newer subclass, so of course it goes off a proficiency bonus budget instead of a random amount or something keyed to your stat or some other bullshit like that. Divine Soul at first level, they get this favored by the gods that I never see. I never see my Celestial Warlocks remembering to use this. I don't see too many sorry, not Warlocks, Celestial Sorcerers. I don't see too many Celestial Sorcerers in play, but they always seem to forget that they have this ability. And this is not proficiency bonus. This is just a short or long rest. Draconic Bloodline, you get, I think, some bonus hit points and some armor. It isn't great. Shadow Magic at level 1, you get Dark Vision 120 feet, which is bananas. And then it upgrades to allow you to see in magical darkness. Yeah, only your magical darkness that you cast. Still pretty cool though. Shadow Sorcerer, in my opinion, is pretty fucking solid. Then there's this broke ass shit for Tempest Sorcerer. They themselves aren't too bad, but when they combine with that Tempest Cleric, it gets real crazy. Starting at first level, you can use bonus action, Whirling Gust to surround you immediately. Before or after you cast a spell first level, fly 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. So that one's always pretty fun. I wonder if we could do something similar to that, where when you cast a spell, you teleport a short distance. That'd be pretty dope. So why don't we look at that? Here we go. We will put. What are those things called? Ley lines. So we'll call it Leyline Walker. Or Leyline Traveler. There we go. Or Tarveler if you are illiterate like me. There we go. And starting at first level, you use a bonus action on your turn to cause Whirling Gust of Elemental Lead to briefly surround you immediately before or after you cast a spell first level or higher. Doing so allows you to teleport up to 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. See, that's pretty dope. You can use a bonus action on your turn to tap into the latent ley lines running through the world. Period. Or comma. There we go. Immediately before or after you cast a spell. Kind of digging it. I know it's cribbed completely from that, but I mean, it's pretty dope. Let's see. All right. let's move on. We could always come back to it later. Let's see. Alright, now we move on to our level 6? Is that the next one? Jesus Christ. Okay. So that's level 1. And then we go down to 6th level. Alright, so at 6th level, these dudes, the wild mages, can bend luck. Starting at 6th level, twist fate, using wild magic. When another creature you can see makes an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can use your action and 2 sorcery points to roll a d4 and apply the number rolled as a bonus or penalty to the creature's roll. You can do so after a creature rolls, but before any effect of the roll occurs. So, like, discount Bard. That's cool. Then the d4 doesn't scale with your level, so it... Yeah, wow. Could also make it slightly more Fey themed by making the required start and end point of the teleport be lightly obscured by natural environments. Oh, yeah, that is way better. Maybe they should have to spend sorcery points, but you don't have sorcery points at 1st level. Okay. Starting at 1st level, it gives a bonus action on your turn to tap into the... Immediately before or after you cast a spell, at 1st level or higher. What if you could only just teleport 5 feet? I know that's kind of lame, but it would at least get you out of a grapple. We could also have it scale with level, like, this distance increases to 10 feet at level 9, question mark. Okay. So, doing so allows you to teleport. Yeah, you're right, because teleporting would get you out of restraints, get you out of grapples, all that jazz that the other thing would not. So, alright, I'm going to say that overall the 6th level ability for Wild Soul is terrible. Oh, okay. On your turn, immediately after you cast a spell of 1st level or higher. There we go. Okay. Alright, that's, yeah, it's looking better and better. Alright. Storm Guide level 6. You gain the ability to subtly control weather around you. If it is raining, you can use an action to cause the rain to stop falling in a 20-foot radius around you. Wow, that's just so great. And you have to use a bonus action to use this ability. If it is windy, you can use bonus action each round to change the direction of the wind blows. Okay, so the theme so far is that level 6 for Sorcerers is garbage. Oh, here we go. Hound of Ill Omen. This one's pretty cool. As a bonus action, you can spend more of your resources to summon a Hound of Ill Omen. Uses the Dire Wolf statistics, so you're still not even in the wheelhouse of like a Druid. That's cool. It's medium and not large. Okay, that kind of sucks. It is a monstrosity, not a beast, sure. It has temp HP equal to half. What? Oh, it has temp HP on top of its normally half your sorcerer level. That's a terrible scaling, though. It can move through other creatures and objects through the difficult terrain. Takes 5 force damage if it ends its turn inside an object. At the start of its turn, the Hound automatically knows its target's location. If the target was hidden, it's no longer hidden. I mean, thematically, it's really, really cool, but the statistics never improve, so, like, it never gets any better, you know? Alright, fine. A Storm Sorcerer, if you could convince the DM that snow is just another type of rain, then yes, a Storm Sorcerer in Rime of the Frost Maiden would be a very good subclass in Rime of the Frost Maiden. Alright. Overall, it's cool, but it could be cooler. Alright. Everything else with Shadow is pretty cool, though. Elemental Affinity. When you cast a spell that deals damage of the type associated with your Draconic ancestry, you can add Charisma modifier to 1 damage roll of that spell. At the same time, you can spend 1 sorcery point to gain resistance to that damage type for 1 hour. You know what I'm kind of thinking? I'm thinking, what is it? Fey Minded? Fey Mind? I don't know. Naming things is hard. But where I'm going with this is at 6th level, you add double your proficiency bonus to saving throws against enchantment, charm spells, and effects. But hold on here. We can do better wording than this. When you are required to make a saving throw against an enchantment, charm, a charm, spell, or effect. Here we go. When you're required to make a saving throw against a charm, spell, or effect, you are considered proficient in the required save. If you are already proficient in that saving throw, double your proficiency bonus. That seems pretty good to me. I don't know. I think that's pretty good. It's very situational, but it's also on brand for being Fey Blooded, and also it doesn't punish like a person that chose a Fey race to begin with, right? Because like if I'm already an elf and I already have advantage, a spell or effect that could charm you. There we go. Against a spell or effect. That would charm you. Well, it's not so much always about the charm. Yeah, that's a weird one. Good thing it's just homebrew. We're not publishing it, and we don't have to make it make sense. Charm you, comma. You are considered proficient in the required saving throw if you're already proficient in the saving throw. So, like, if you're already like an elf and you have advantage to saving throws against charm effects. Alright, we could probably just look up the wording for fucking elves, now that I think about it. Yeah, that's the whole thing we could do. Let's see. Sources, collections, nope. Game rules, races, elves. Let's see. What's this crap called? Fey Ancestry. You have advantage of saving throws against being charmed. Just period. So that doesn't help us at all. That's fine. Alright. But my point is, if I'm already an elf, but I also want to be a Fey Blooded Sorcerer, there wouldn't be any benefit if we just copy-pasted Fey Ancestry here. So by having this, not only would I have advantage against being charmed, but now I get proficiency, or I get to add my proficiency to it. So I'm really good at not being charmed, which hits the beat up here of resistant to enchantment, charm, and sleep effects. So there we go. Alright, I like that quite a bit. I think we could leave it as is. I am kind of curious what the other level 6 abilities are. Let's see. Empowered Healing. Whenever an ally within 5 feet of you rolls dice, determine the number of hit points a spell restores. You can spend 1 sorcery point to re-roll any number of those dice provided you aren't incapacitated. Well, 1 point to re-roll any number of those dice is actually pretty good. And you can use this feature only once per turn. Still pretty good. That's actually a pretty good one. Let's see. I'm sure this is going to be amazing. Bastion of Law. You tap into the grand equation of existence and view a creature with Shimmering Shield of Order. As an action, you can expend 1 to 5 sorcery points to create a magical ward around yourself. or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The ward lasts until you finish a long rest. Holy shit. Or until you use this feature again. The ward is represented by a number of d8s, equal to the number of sorcery points that are spent. When the warded creature takes damage, it can expend a number of those dice, roll them, and reduce the damage taken. Well, thematically, it's super duper cool. Mechanically, it's alright. But it does stack with other types of damage reduction, so I guess that's kind of cool. And then Aberration, when you cast any spells of first level or higher from your Psionic Spells feature, you can cast it by expending spell slots as normal or by spending sorcery points. Oh, so their claim to fame is they're like the only sorcerer that's actually using sorcery points to cast spells. Well, I guess the Shadow guy can cast Darkness for 2. Oh, and they get 2 features at level 6. You gain resistance to psychic damage, and you have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. Which, if you're already an elf, you have a saving throw that's kind of redundant. I kind of like how ours goes. I think we'll stick with it. Stick with it. It's a little limited. Might be able to add a little bit more to it, but maybe not. We could probably just leave it that. We could just make it all enchantment charm spells and charm effects. That'd be kind of hype. But for now, I think we'll leave it as is. Because they do have some powerful spells like Hex that they get access to and things like that, so... No, we're still doing it. And then we need a 14th level ability. Okay, so according to this, Revelation in Flesh, you can unleash the aberrant truth hidden in yourself. As a bonus action, you can spend 1 or more sorcery points to magically transform your body. For each sorcery point that you spend, you can change one of the following benefits of your choice. Okay, all that seems pretty fun. And Clockwork Souls says, 14th level, you gain the ability to align your consciousness to the endless calculations of mechanics. As a bonus action, you can enter the state for 1 minute. For the duration, attack rolls against you can't benefit from an advantage. And whenever you make an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you can treat a 9 or lower as a 10. Reliable talent for attack rolls. That's pretty dope. Once you use this bonus action, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. Unless you spend 5 sorcery points to use it again. Wow, that is really good. That is very cool ability. Holy shit. Okay. Then we go down to these divine dudes. Otherworldly Wings. As a bonus action, you can grow some wings. Well, that's adorable. Until you're incapacitated, you die, or you dismiss them as a bonus action. The affinity you choose for divine magic determines the appearance of the wings. Blah, blah, blah. Draconic, you also get wings. Shadow, you can teleport between shadows. Well, that is fucking amazing. Wow. just teleport between shadows as much as you want. Okay. And Storm, what do you got? When you are hit by an attack, you use your reaction to deal lightning damage to the attacker. The damage equals your sorcerer level. The attack must also make a strength saving throw. On a fail, they are pushed in a straight line 20 feet away from you. Okay, that's pretty good. And Wild Magic. What do you got for us? Controlled Chaos. You gain a modicum of control over the surges. Whenever you roll a magic surge, you can roll twice and use either number. So level 14 abilities for sorcerers are pretty damn good, is my takeaway. Alright. Okay. Let's see. What do you got over here? You got Dark Delirium. You send people into illusory realm. Beguiling defenses. Oh wow, these dudes get immune to being charmed, whereas our guys just get a big bonus. So Archfey Warlock is actually doing better than our Fey Blooded Sorcerer. In fact, you turn the charm back on them. They must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Misty Escape. You can use your action to turn invisible and teleport, which is the same as Mislead, basically. Okay, and then Dark Delirium. Let's see. You make somebody charmed or frightened. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, our 6th level feature is definitely not as cool as I thought it was. Maybe as a reaction, charm a person that tries to hit you. Yeah, that could be good. So we could do like, foes to friends. Isn't there like an enchantment charm wizard thing that's the same thing as that though? Let's see. Game rules, classes, wizard. Oh my gosh. Enchant. School of Enchantment. Instinctive Charm. Yeah, when a creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll against you, you can use your reaction to divert the attack. Provided another creature is within range, the attacker must make a wisdom saving throw against your spell on a failed save. Okay. So it attacks another creature. It doesn't get charmed by you. Okay. So, let's see. We can reword this pretty easily. Beginning at 14th level, when a creature you can see within 30, if you makes an attack roll against you, you can use your reaction to lock eyes with them. Let's see. Provided, okay. Provided that the creature can see you. Provided can also see you. The attacker must make a wisdom saving throw against your Sorc. Spell DC on a failed save, the attacker is charmed by you. Dope. Let's see. Get rid of this part. On a successful save, you can't use this feature on the attacker again until you finish a short or long rest. Okay, I mean, that's kind of cool. So, is this unlimited, this Instinctive Charm? Just anytime you use a reaction? How long are they charmed? Good point. We're gonna say... charmed by you as per the charm person or charm monster spell. Let's see. Creatures that are immune to charm. And then we'll say, you may only have one creature affected by this ability at any given time. If you attempt to charm a second creature this way, the charm effect immediately ends on the first creature. You charmed. Alright. Cool. Creatures that can't be charmed are immune to this effect. I kind of like that. Somebody goes to attack you. Okay, so makes an attack roll on you. Okay, so we're gonna say before the attack is resolved, comma. There we go. The attacker must make a wisdom saving throw on a field. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Okay. And we are a little bit over time, but we might as well knock out this last ability here. So, Sorcerer 18th level ability. Okay. Spell Bombardment, beginning at 8th level. Harmful energy of your spell intensifies when you roll damage for a spell and roll the highest number possible on any of the dice. Choose one of those dice, roll it again, and add that. You can use this feature only. Well, that's terrible. It's just exploding dice, but worse. Okay. What do you got for me? Wind Soul. You get immunity to lightning and thunder. Well, holy shit. You also get a magical flight speed of 60. Wow. Wow. Why would anyone play a wild sorcerer? Oh my god. As an action, you could reduce your flying speed to 30 for 1 hour and choose a number of creatures within 30 feet of you equal to 3 plus your charisma modifier. Chosen creatures gain a magical flight speed of 30 feet per hour once you reduce your fly. Wow! Okay. Alright. You know what? I'm just gonna say, return to the Feywild. And you know what? They can just fucking, you can cast, plane shift at will to enter, at will's kind of crazy. Let's look up plane shift real quick. Alternatively, they just become a Fey creature. That's the thing we could do. But being able to plane shift back to the Feywild would be kind of dope. You get up to 8 willing creatures. That means a 7th level spell. You get up to 8, so you can specify a target destination general terms. Alternately, you know, the sigil sequence subject to another plane of existence will continue that circle. Okay, okay. Maybe I jumped the gun there, but I kind of like the idea of them. Yeah, let's see. Alright, Umbral Form. You can spend 6 sorcery points as a bonus action to transform into a shadowy form. In this form, you have resistance to all damage except force and radiant. You can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. You take 5 force damage if you enter an object. You remain in this form for a minute. That's kind of pricey. 6 sorcery points? These motherfuckers down here turn into Thor. And you get to turn into a ghost for 1 minute. Alright, Draconic Presence, Awestruck as an action, 5 sorcery points to exude an aura of awe or fear like a discount dragon for 1 minute, or until you lose concentration. Oh, that's rough. Each hostile creature that starts its turn must make a saving throw, be charmed or frightened. Creatures that succeed on the saving throw is immune to your aura for 24 hours. Storm Sorcerer definitely in the lead here. At 18th level, you gain the ability to overcome grievous injuries. As a bonus action, when you have fewer than half your hit points remaining, you gain a number of hit points equal to half your hit point maximum. Well, that's kind of dope. But only once per... So you really just get like a heal spell, which you're already able to cast anyways. So I guess that's really not that good. Clockwork Cavalcade. You summon the spirits in order to expunge disorder. As an action, you summon the spirits in a 30-foot cube. The spirits look like Modrons and other constructs of your choice. The spirits are tangible and invulnerable. They create the following effect. Spirits restore up to 100 hit points. Wow. Okay. Any damaged objects in the cube are instantly repaired. Every spell of 6th level or lower ends on creatures or objects of your choice within it. Wow. Okay. And it's once per day or sorcery points to use it again. That's pretty fantastic. And what do you got? I never look at the high level abilities of any class because nobody ever actually plays high level D&D. Warping Implosion. You can unleash your aberrant power as a space warping anomaly. As an action, you can teleport to an occupied space you can see within 120 feet of you. Immediately after you disappear, each creature within 30 feet of the space you left must make a strength saving throw, or they pulled straight towards the space where you left. Okay, it's very cool. I don't know if it's cool enough to be an 18th level ability that costs 5 fucking sorcery points. So, plane shifting doesn't seem like it's that out of the park. You can cast plane shift on yourself. And up to 7, I believe was the number. Allies? Let's see. Or, we could do Blood of the Feywild. You are now considered a Fey creature in addition to whatever creature type you normally are, period. You gain magic resistance. Cry in Yuan-Ti, Cry in Satyr. Honestly, if your DM's letting you play an unnerfed Theros Satyr or an unnerfed Yuan-Ti, I mean, you already have a good life. I think you'll be fine. You are now considered a Fey creature in addition to whatever creature type you normally are. You gain magic resistance. Let's see. Let's look up our friend the Eladrin real quick. Which, by the way, Eladrin are amazing in 5e. Their stat blocks are divine. They are elf angels, but they're really, really good. You gain damage resistance. There we go. To bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks. Period. Boom. Done. That's what you get at level 18. There's no spending points. There's none of that shit. You just fully realize your bloodline. And there you go. All right. So there we go. We have made a subclass for our new setting. The first of the 4 that we're going to make. The other 3 are Circle of Steam Druid, an Inquisitor Paladin, and a Fiend Hunter Ranger, which will be based on Castlevania Belmonts. So that's what we'll keep working on next week, is we will knock out the rest of these subclasses, I guess, or, dig into these other subclasses. But yeah, I'm into this. I'm into this Fey Blooded Sorcerer. I would actually probably allow people to play this Fey Blooded Sorcerer if they wanted to in my normal games, because I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, all right. Nice. All right, we ran a little bit over this week. Try to keep these things at about an hour, but got really into designing this subclass. So yeah, nothing special going on. There's no playtest. There's no one shots. There's no limited runs. My efforts are spent right now on campaign prep and getting ready for the big 25-hour Extra Life Marathon in November. So thank everybody for hanging out. We will continue building, and thank you for the follow. We'll continue building our homebrew world next week. In the meantime, hope everybody stays safe and healthy out there, and I will see you next time.